our sound check clap.
That'll sync it all for you.
We got all the cameras set up, Jamie?
Yep, we're ready to go.
So we've got 3 cameras here. We've got this one, we've got that one, and we've got that one. Jamie was kind enough to let us use 2 of his cameras and 2 of his tripods. And I've got one little Sony over there. What kind of cameras are these that you have?
So we've got yours, the A6300, I believe.
A6000, I think.
A6000.
Yeah.
We have my Sony FS7 being the main wide shot there.
Okay.
And then over here is the Sony A7S, the
A7S.
first model. Yeah.
I like that grip that you have on there. Some sort of like cage to hold it all together.
Yeah, it's a Tilta cage, so it has, rods for, longer lenses if you had to support those. You can build it up to like a shoulder rig. It's pretty cool.
It's basically those like things, those divots on the side. You can like connect different kind of fixtures and different grips on there. Is that what that is?
Yeah, you could connect a monitor. You could connect a shotgun mic, whatever you needed on there.
Nice.
Tons of spots.
Yeah, so we are out here in downtown San Diego. We've got a lovely view of the ballpark right here. So the lighting might definitely shift because we're using an available light, so just be aware of that. I think it'll be kind of cool though. I think with the idea of shooting these podcasts in different locations is something that I think Jamie and I are kind of excited about. So right now we're in downtown. Maybe the next one we could do it out in like in the woods or maybe by the beach or something.
Who knows?
Who knows?
We'll be anywhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anywhere and everywhere.
Exactly. It's kind of cool too because it's like you don't have to rely on one set studio. You kind of get bored at like one studio.
Right.
It keeps it different if you can like move around and kind of be like a nomad of your podcast, I suppose.
That's right. It's gonna be a little, we'll have to handle the elements, but
yeah,
it's kind of fun.
The wind is definitely going to be an issue, right? Like,
yeah.
I wonder how like the audio is picking up on this. Like, hopefully it's not too crazy, but you live, you learn. Probably have to eventually get some like windshield mics or windshields.
Windshields.
Is that what you call
We'll just do it in a car.
Well, Jamie, why don't you just like give a little background about who you are and what you do and stuff?
So I've been shooting for probably 8 years now.
Shooting film,
editing. Grew up in Cincinnati. Just moved out here probably about 5 months ago. Met you guys.
Yeah.
A group of friends, and just been networking, trying to build up my connections out here. Being a DP, an editor.
For those that don't know, what does DP mean?
A DP is a director of photography. So, right below the director, that's directing the actual set. There's a DP that's directing how the picture is going to look, the lighting, grip, blocking shots, stuff like that. It's definitely still smaller crews, and takes a while to build up your credit, but we're getting there. It's fun.
What are some cool projects that you're working on right now that like you're pretty stoked about? Like, are you allowed to talk about any of the work that you're doing right now?
Yeah, I can talk about it. Really just can't show it, but I have one of my biggest clients is Huffy. I do a lot of bike stuff in general, bike shoots in general. Mm-hmm. So recently we went to Toronto. We filmed with Drew Bezanson for some Canadian Tire like product videos.
That's awesome.
So all his signature bike, some other bikes that he helped design. So those will be in Canadian tire stores.
Right.
Yeah, it was really fun. And then we just shot for a week in LA. Super fun as well. Another product shoot. So we probably shot 16 different bikes.
16 bikes?
Yeah.
Wow. How long was the shoot for that? To get 16 bikes?
We did 3 days. From sunrise to sunset.
Does that take a toll on you? Like a 3-day shoot where you're out there it's basically like you're not like having a lot of fun all the time. You're kind of just working and grinding basically, right? Like,
yeah, I mean it's like nonstop. You're battling like getting good sunlight, battling overhead light when it's the middle of the day and that's all you have, and you got talent coming in and out. You have different locations you're moving to. Even though we stayed in one day we went to Redondo Beach, and we stayed in Redondo Beach, but we still moved 10 minutes this way, 10 minutes that way.
Interesting.
And it's definitely a lot. At the end of the day, your mind is mush.
Is it one of those things where you're like, like 3-day shoot, you take a few days off after something like that just to kind of recover because it's so intense, or do you go straight into like another project when you get back? Like, you know what I mean?
Try to relax.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, luckily enough, I've been really busy this year, so I haven't really had much time to relax.
Yeah.
Which is good.
It's a good
but
thing,
you know, definitely I probably won't. I didn't have a shoot, like the next week.
Yeah.
So I got to recover from that. But then I had editing to do.
So, what's like your process when you're like working on some of these projects? I know they're all different, but like say you had to shoot something and then you had to edit. Like, how do you go about like that whole like what's like your routine that you get into? Because I know you've been doing this for quite a few years, right? Like
Yeah.
like freelance filmmaking.
Mm-hmm.
So like if say we were to go shoot like a commercial downtown to like advertise for these new bird scooters or something, like how would you go about something like that?
Probably. So I would probably be working through an agency or production company, and I would meet with them. I'm sure there would be hopefully a lot of pre-production,
Yeah.
and that's like the most important. Hammering down shot lists, storyboards, stuff like that. Most of the time, yeah, they have a concept in mind, or at least an idea of one, and they'll come to me and either want me to elaborate on it to the client, or they'll say, "This is what we have. This is what you're going to shoot,"
Right.
and I'll think of lighting, how the movements, any equipment I'll have to rent for. Different kind of movements. Like does it need to be a steady shot? Is it going to be handheld? Stuff like that. Once that's approved by the client, I'll put in my rental gear, have that set. They've probably already taken care of location scouting and have those like permits down, so we're ready to shoot. Show up and
So you're basically
we do our thing.
You're a specialist at that point. Like, do you prefer it to be that way, where they've already kind of done all the legwork at the very beginning, and then you come in and like shoot your things, and kind of like you're more like technical and kind of you do have that creative eye as well, but you're also technical. You're trying to figure out how you can solve these problems, get these shots done. Do you like coming in at that point, or do you sometimes like being at the very beginning where you're conceptualizing like the whole shoot, I guess, like, or do you like both?
Yeah, definitely both, but most of the time, they already have it set down and they're probably not going to budge.
Right.
They'll definitely take in ideas, but most of the time I kind of like to be told what they want to do, so I can just focus on making like a good image and going out there and shooting as best as I can for them to make like what they want come alive.
Right.
So but I mean, there's definitely been shoots I've on where I'm like, this is a really cool client or a really cool set. So like, I wish I could have started in at the ground floor. Yeah. And maybe done a little different concept.
And you are working on some passion projects too, right? Like your buddy that is like in the like BMX guy or something like that.
Yeah. So my buddy Tommy is a professional like BMX rider. He was out here for probably 3 or 4 years training for Olympics a while ago. He is also a pro at downhill, mountain biking, stuff like that. So he came out here and we filmed for probably like 5 days straight, like lugging gear around up hills and everywhere. But I mean, it's coming along.
5 days straight.
Yeah, it's coming along pretty well. It's gonna be fun.
And no Alpine Beer is not a sponsor, but that would be awesome if they would sponsor us.
I know. Do that.
I love Alpine Beer Company.
I've never had them. This is my first time.
You're not a big IPA fan though, right?
No, but it's not bad for real. It's pretty good.
It's 7%, so it's not too crazy, but it's crisp and it's refreshing.
Yeah. How do you feel about this label?
That's what I'm looking at right now.
It's pretty cool. It's got a little mountainscape going on here.
Actually,
windows up, which I mean, in that scenario, I'd be windows down.
I think it's really nice and like uniform. Like I even like the little map that they have on the back here. I don't know if you guys can see this, but there's definitely like some cool stuff happening. They've got some illustrations going on. You've got a little bit of like some scripty text here. I like when they say stuff like this.
Extra dank.
This IPA is extra dank.
I was just looking at that.
No, it's a nice label.
San Diego, of course.
What's funny is like my very first YouTube video, I did a tutorial on how to make like a badge design.
Yeah.
And I used Alpine Beer as like my like basically like the starting point in a way.
Dude, I don't blame you.
That's funny.
It's a clean, like nice logo. Like it fits.
Well, cheers.
Sure. Cheers.
Thanks for agreeing to do this, man. I think this is gonna definitely be a fun venture for both of us, and I think the idea is like Jamie and I will like bring on different guests and just kind of not interview them, but more like have a discussion, have a conversation, and just like really learn more about what they do, and kind of just have this like collaborative environment where we're just kind of exploring different people's lives, and like seeing how they go about problems and stuff.
Yep. Oh, there's a little wedding going on up there.
Oh, there is a wedding going on up there. Interesting.
They're going to be famous from this podcast.
So you're pretty established and you've been doing this for a while. You know, you kind of know the ins and outs of the industry. Like you've made a name for yourself in like the film world. People that are like in school right now, like kids, or not even kids, but like just younger people. What kind of advice would you give them if they're just getting into it? You know, like what were some of the things that you had to consider when you were getting into film?
First of all, you'll probably learn a lot more after school.
Really?
I mean, definitely. I think there's a lot of debate out there for film, or I mean, in anything we do in general.
Sure.
In creative, if you should go to school for it. I think you should. I think it was good to learn all the tools there, and then afterwards it was like the experience. You gain experience, and you know, I think I'm an advocate for like, you know, working for free if you have to. If it's a good gig, do it for free when you're starting off. Do things for free for your reel, for exposure.
Stuff that you care about too.
Yeah, but don't let people drive you to do something for free because of exposure. You know, like, oh, this is gonna get 60,000 views.
Right.
Well,
it's
it
like
probably
false, it's like
it
false
probably
promises.
won't. Yeah. And you know, you don't want to sell yourself out all the time like that.
There's definitely like a weird like balance that you have to consider when you like when people want a service from you, and you want to help because like you know you can help them, but then there's people that take advantage of that service, or they take advantage of your time, and you know they're not really like fostering a relationship that's gonna like last. It's like kind of short term, like, hey, I just need this thing real quick, can you do it for me? And then like, because like I'm kind of like a people pleaser, like I want to make everybody happy as much as I can.
I can tell.
And so it's like I've gone through a lot of projects where I've just taken the project because I want to like make sure that person's, I want to foster a good relationship, but then I get burned like later on because like, you know, I didn't get paid,
right?
Or like, you know, hey man, like I got this new business idea, if you do my website, like, you know, I'll hook you up. And like, that's happened a lot in my career, like early on when I like kind of was new to design. It's like,
not so much now though.
Not so much now because I've done those things already. I've gone through those relationships where I'm like, okay, I've been here before. We're not gonna. I see what you're doing. We're not gonna do this again.
Yeah.
You know.
Did you do a lot of stuff when you were for free back then?
Oh, I still do stuff for free.
Yeah. How do you feel so I've had some people, and I've read about people saying like, no, like don't ever do anything for free. But I think it literally jump started like my career. Like I got a couple jobs internally for some companies because of that. You know, like I did some like spec work.
Yeah.
You know, I did something for free, a concept for free for them, and like they liked it and they hired me.
Dude, it goes a long way because like if you're willing to work for free for somebody, that just shows that like you're giving your time up to somebody. Like, and that's like the most important thing. It's like more important than currency. It's like if you're giving up your time for somebody, that shows that like you're taking a little slice out of your life for that person in a way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's
you can
like,
never get that back.
You can never get that back.
That's right.
Right. I mean, right now, like we're doing this for free. You know, this is just for fun. Like Jamie and I just want to do this because we want to have
drink
like
beer.
I mean,
sorry.
Yeah.
Make a podcast.
Definitely not drinking. Yeah. That's actually a perk. Like we can have a beer, we can have a thoughtful conversation, and you know, just like talk about stuff. And like it's another reason for us to hang out more on the regular. So I feel like when you do these sort of things, like you can guarantee that you're gonna be what's the word? You're gonna be like constructive. You're gonna be doing things that challenge you. Like podcasting in general, just talking in this format is making me better at like articulating things, because I've always had an issue with like public speaking and stuff like that, and I feel like this can kind of prepare me for other things. I want to be able to speak in front of like a larger group of people, you know, like more than like 30.
No doubt.
And I've never done that.
About your design.
About
like
design,
teaching,
you know?
and
I know that like Adobe does like those live design things now, or like if you go like on Behance, because I think Adobe owns Behance. If you go on like Behance, they put a lot of like ads up for like their Adobe Live stuff, and a lot of like good designers will go on there and talk about stuff, and like they'll actually do like a little demonstration for you.
Yep.
You seen some of those?
Yeah. I see the Premiere and like After Effects ones on Facebook. Like
really?
Pops up on my screen that they're live, and I'll watch them depending on what they're working on.
Yeah.
A lot of I mean, they have some pretty advanced stuff on there where I'm like, I can learn something. It's not all like, you know, super beginner stuff, which is
right. It's a little bit
which
more
is
advanced.
fine too. They're trying to cater to a big audience.
And I think that's important to have like resources that are more entry level, and then you also have stuff that's a little bit more advanced, a little bit more intermediate, so that somebody like you or me would like maybe watch that because it's a little bit more tailored for us, you know. So
Yeah.
more advanced
Exactly.
techniques and things like that.
Yep.
Would you ever do like a tutorial type thing like that? Like if like we set up one of these eventually someday where like you can walk us through how you edit your footage and like your process?
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, definitely. We talked about this the other day. It's weird to come on and like talk about your process because you don't want to come off like egotistical or anything like that.
Sure.
You know, I'm still really young in my career.
Yeah.
So it's always like, you know, yeah, I want to show, but I don't want to like ever be like just leading someone the completely wrong way, which I don't think I would.
I don't think so. I think it's like it's a natural feeling to want to be like, hey, like you want to be able to help people, but you also don't want to be like pretentious, or you want people to think like you know everything, because like that's definitely not the case. Like the stuff that I share, it's like stuff that I've used before. And,
Right.
We got a little helicopter flying over here. The stuff that I've done is like it's stuff that I've already done. I've already like done a lot of, or I've failed at it and I've gotten better at it. And I try to be very transparent on the things that like I still am not used to, or things that I need to like learn more about, you know. So
Right.
it's stuff that I've kind of like put into practice, and it's worked for me, or it's worked for certain clients or certain projects. And there's probably like way better ways to do some of the stuff that I show people how to do it. Like in Photoshop, there's like 30 different ways you could do one thing, you know what I mean? So it's like
That is very true. Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
just the way that I've navigated situations in my career. So
Yeah. I guess that's very true. You know, like I could show somebody something in Premiere, and someone might comment and be like, "That's wrong." Well, but there could be 10 different ways to do that.
Yeah.
And maybe my way takes a little bit longer, or maybe it's faster, but that's
Yeah.
it's my way.
It's just the nature
It's
of
comfortable.
the work that we do,
Yeah.
you know.
Use the tools that you have, and use them to your ability, and whatever makes you do good work. I guess I don't hear much about what are some of your projects you're working on right now.
Oh man.
Like outside of outside of
like,
work.
Outside of work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's getting cold.
Yes, it is getting a little chilly, huh?
Yeah.
I'm glad that we're wearing our jackets right now. Some of the projects I'm working on right now are like, I've got the YouTube channel, which I started about 7 or 8 months ago. I started last summer. And
Is it just Cody Brown, or is it Cody Brown Design?
Cody Brown Design is what I named it.
Yeah.
I've contemplated changing it. I don't know.
It's straightforward.
I couldn't get like CodyBrown.com because there's too many Cody Browns out there.
Yep.
I'm sure they're nice people, all you Codys out there.
Great
But
people.
that was something I started as like just like a passion project, where like I knew I always wanted to like teach in some form. Like when I was younger, I was like, I like the idea of like, you've always had those like impactful teachers in your life that like really changed the way that like you were brought up and like the way that you saw things.
Definitely.
I really like valued and appreciated that. And I was like, I think one day I can sort of do the same thing, but I never really wanted to go into like the traditional system of like teaching at school or something. And I feel like with
Right.
the internet, I'm like, all right, well, it'd be silly if I didn't put out something for free in this world. Like I have all the technology, I have a mic, I have a camera, like I have a tripod, like let's try it. So I put out that first video about the Alpine Beer Badge, and like, this is like me signing up for YouTube is like I never had made a YouTube account before. Like I
Right.
didn't know the way I was like reading a lot of articles. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna do it, and like I'm probably gonna mess up and like probably not be efficient at first with this whole YouTube thing, and just start consistently putting out content. And I just kept going. I was doing like every week I was putting out a video, and I was like a week turnaround to edit this thing.
It's fun, right?
It's really fun, and like it's a lot of work and like a lot of late nights. Like to do one of those videos for the first time, like probably took me like 60 hours because I had to make the intro screens, I had to make the titles and the lower thirds and
They look good,
render
though.
everything. And you do that once and like it'll last you like a good year. Like one day I'll rebrand it, but like so the YouTube channel was definitely like the first passion project I really like committed to outside of work that I've been like consistently working on. And like that's just for fun. Like I don't monetize it. I don't think I'll ever monetize. I mean, maybe if somebody wanted to like work with me and kind of collaborate, and there's some sort of like brand deal or something, it would have to be in line with like the things. Like if Manfrotto was like, hey,
Yeah.
you know what, we like what you're doing, we'll throw you some cash if you talk about our products. But like I wouldn't just talk about their products. I would try to like educate people about their products and like, all right, cool, like
Yeah.
if you're gonna get this tripod, it's because you do this type of film or you do photography, you know what I mean? So I would try to be like strategic in the way that I would like monetize the YouTube thing,
Yep.
So that's one thing. And then this is the newest thing, just the
Yeah, it's cool.
this podcast
I think
idea.
this is gonna be fun.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird to like you're used to it already, but like put yourself out there. Like
It is weird.
on screen and talk about your work.
I mean, we do it every day, right? Like we interact with people on the street, we interact with people at work. You know, you go to the grocery store. All we're doing with this is just like, in a way, like amplifying what we're already doing. So it's like you just have an opportunity to reach more people, and like there's plenty of people that could benefit from some of our like conversation, I guess, you know?
Yeah.
Or maybe not, you know, maybe people are like, you know what, don't listen to those weirdos, like they're just talking about stuff, drinking beers, you know what I mean? But
yeah,
I don't know.
There's way worse and dumber things on YouTube, though.
True. There's some dumb stuff on YouTube.
Yeah.
But some of the dumb stuff I love so much, you know?
There is some good ones.
Dude, this is a beautiful view.
Yeah, this is awesome.
I need to film this one more time for you guys, because I want to overlay the video so you can see.
While you do that, I'm going to check these again.
Wow. San Diego is gorgeous, man. Like, it's winter right now. Like, winter isn't coming, it's already here. And I'm looking at a gorgeous sunset at downtown San Diego. And yeah, it's a little chilly. It's been getting chillier here, but you know, it's nothing that like you can't handle. You just wear like a little light jacket, you know, do a few jumping jacks and you're good to go. We had to adjust the cameras because I think 2 of them have like recording limits, so they just shut off.
Yeah.
So Jamie was kind enough to go ahead and reset those.
Hey, you're welcome.
Hey, thanks, man. Good to know you, Jamie.
I think I'll help you with this.
Yeah.
So, back to you.
Back to me.
What are what's some projects that you would like to work on, or that you?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Any concepts in mind? You're like, I've been wanting to do this for a while.
I think it'd be cool to do like an actual short film. Like,
yeah.
As a kid,
Step outside design.
Yeah, I mean, like as a kid, I was like making like home videos and stuff with like friends and family and stuff like that. And I've made a few little like more cinematic things here and there, but like I've never had like legit equipment. Like I've always like kind of made it work with like more like entry level stuff. But
yeah,
I think
yeah.
I mean, I've definitely done some like photo shoots, and I've been a part of like bigger productions where I helped like art direct. But I think it'd be cool to do some sort of story, like short story about, I don't know, something that I'm interested in, or like maybe it's like fiction, or like maybe it's somebody's actual like story. Like I don't know. Like I think it'd be cool to like come at it from like a really cinematic, like beautiful, like elegantly shot approach, and like with some nice scoring and things like that. Like
yeah,
I think that would be something I'd be super interested in. Yeah.
What would it be about? Like a general genre. Like, you know, is it serious comedy? Is it like a narrative short?
That's a good question, man. I feel like it
Could
wouldn't
even go
it wouldn't be documentary, because I find that people, like, when you say documentary, people either go like, oh, that's awesome, like what is it, or people are like, ooh, documentary.
Yeah.
I feel like it's like either you hate it or you love it, right?
Yeah.
I think something that's a little bit more
or you can even relate it to another movie. Like,
okay.
I want to do something like I would love to do something like Sicario, or like Seven, you know, like just that really, or like True Detective, you know, like that eerie,
Right.
gritty,
I see. Okay.
like just tense, like murder mystery type stuff.
I really like The Life Aquatic, the Wes Anderson movie.
Oh yeah.
I really loved like the art direction on that, and how
Yeah.
like beautiful the sets were, like the way that they like built out that like half ship thing, and like of course they use like Futura Bold, which is an awesome font. So like I don't know, like everything, like every little detail in that movie was like thought of, and I like movies that like you could tell like that guy had like a like Wes Anderson's a very like visual person, right? Like
Right.
every little thing is like thought through, and like I guess I would want, I don't know if it'd be a comedy kind of like drama like that it would make, but like I would like the visuals to be very like sort of like representative of the story, and like I would want certain spot colors to be there, and like,
Yep.
you know what I mean, like something like that I think would be interesting. But as far as like storyline, like I don't know, like I would have to like really like think about that a little bit more.
Cool.
What about you?
Like I said, something. You mean?
You want the True Detective kind of style
Oh
thing?
yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I
Oh,
love that
interesting.
stuff. Yeah, I like making like tense, serious like things.
Yeah.
You know, like I showed you that Odessa came out with a little like trailer for their tour coming up,
Right. I did
and
see
it
that.
was like it had really like nice like ambient track underneath it that built up to something a little more tense with quote underneath that or above that too.
Yeah.
And then also like some of the band members would come in on video and like sing a couple of their lyrics, or they'd be like writing the song.
That was a very like emotional, like piece of film. Like,
it was short, but it was like, damn, that was pretty like powerful.
We could probably do something like that, you know, like have something that, some sort of message that we want to like throw out to the world that like means something to us, and like, you know,
I think we should.
You come up with some cool like locations. You have some cool people that are involved. That's like, you know, they want to be a part of it. Like, I've always wanted to film something. I know it's probably like overdone, but maybe it's not. Where you get like one of those like smoke bomb things that are different colors. You see those? It's probably overdone, but I think there could be a clever way to use it.
But there's a reason, because I mean, it looks cool.
It looks rad.
Yeah.
So maybe.
But I think to me it would have to have like a concept.
Sure.
You know, a reason why you have like this like.
It's not just in there to be in there.
Now, if it's like something abstract like that Odessa video, you know, that's just like a montage of, you know, kind of just cinematic little like vignettes.
I think you guys are seeing the birth of a new project that Jamie and I are gonna have to work on in the future. Some sort of Odessa-y inspired. I love Odessa. They're a great reference, actually. Yeah, we'll have to do something like that. Maybe like a 2-minute thing, 2-minute little short.
Whatever.
We should probably start wrapping this up because we're losing light quick.
Yep.
Well, I mean, this is definitely a new format for me. Definitely a new format for Jamie. Let us know if you guys like this. If this is something that you want to see more of. Like, I think we're just gonna keep pushing these videos out, and like maybe it'll be a little bit more structured as we go on. I don't know, but like this is our first kind of like go at it. Like having a creative discussion over some beers. You know, maybe have some coffee next time. I don't know.
Do that,
beers were just like right in the fridge there. So.
And it's Saturday, so.
And it is Saturday. Thanks for watching, guys, and definitely subscribe if you haven't.
For sure.
And we'll see you next time.
See you next time.